Hey, good morning. I am Tim Eliopoulos with the Ohio Tactical Officers Association, and today with me I have Trent Zimmer from Unity Tactical.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Trent, how long have you been coming to OTOA?
We've been supporting OTOA for a very long time. In fact, one of our team members is on the non-executive board for OTOA.
Yeah, we truly appreciate you guys coming every year. You guys offer products that, in my opinion, not a lot of people do, a little bit higher end, so it's great to get that out, let the officers see what you guys have.
Yeah, likewise, we really support and appreciate what OTOA does on the training side. There's the products that we make, we integrate tactical systems and expand capabilities for the end user, but we don't provide any training. So it's super important that you've got a training component as well, and that's why we like supporting OTOA.
Do you attend any other, or Unity as a whole, do you guys attend any other shows or any other conferences?
We do a lot. I think it's 40 plus a year at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So comparatively, this is a good one then. How does this compare to those? That's a lot of shows.
Yeah, I think OTOA is probably the premier Officers Tactical Association show that we've been to. Just the amount of time and planning and everything you guys put into it's just tremendous.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So, I use all your switches. I'm a little biased. I like your guys' equipment, your optic mount, things like that. As far as your products, I know you offer a lot of with the laser light switches. You guys let them be integrated with other brands very simply, very seamlessly, which is awesome. Some of your taller optic mounts, some of the best in the industry. I don't think a lot of people realize how much R&D you guys put into your stuff. Because I noticed the first time I ever bought one of your tall micro mounts, I didn't even know it had backup sights inside of it.
All right.
Because people are like, well, how are you going to use any backup sights with that? What is it, 2.23?
2.26
inches tall. And then you look at there's backup sights in it. I mean, who would have even thought of that? That is outstanding.
Yep. Yeah, we spend a tremendous amount of time on R&D and everything we do. And in fact, we leave a lot of stuff on the drafting room floor. Products, thousands of products we'll never end up making. So kind of only what we feel is the best product rises to the top. So we're known for our fast mounts, our switches. But across the board, what we do, we're integrating other companies' products. And then, we really take into account the human factor. So at the end of the day, we're building all of this stuff for the end user. So it's important that they've got better visibility with a high mount, or the magnifier flips to the center, or their switch integrates well with their light and laser. They're not having to piecemeal things together. I'm not a police officer. I've never been on a two-ray range, but I can imagine the task saturation that they have trying to solve complex problems in real time. We want to take away any complexity that the equipment would add and make that completely seamless for them.
I think you guys have done a great job with that. Honestly, the magnifier mount, when that came out, I think that blew everyone's mind. Because that was one of the bigger issues, especially when you have a lot of kit on. You're in a stack, you got a lot of people, tight quarters, you got your magnifier flipped out, now it's a snag point, getting stuck on stuff. Then along comes Unity, raises it up, it's like, we can just flip it right down.
Yep.
Has that been a pretty good seller for you guys? Is that you guys get good feedback from that product?
It has been. Everything we look at product-wise, we try to look at as a system. So, for instance, we just launched a new helmet shroud. If you want to come by our booth and check it out.
Absolutely.
And so we've expanded our mount line. We're expanding our switching line even further. Pay attention later down the road this year. And then now we're focusing on our helmet line of accessories. So we had our mark ear protection. Now we've got a new shroud, and it's really pretty revolutionary. I'd like to think we're very innovative. It's much lighter. It's incredibly strong. It's available right now, and we're doing some other helmet-mounted things in the future as well.
As far as your switches go, when guys are running nods, lights, infrared lights, whatever they're running, secondaries with their laser, do you guys have solutions for all of that where if they want to activate, say they don't like their illuminator on their actual laser and they want to run a secondary, you guys have solutions for that?
It really it's device specific, so it depends what device they're running. Almost with any of the switches we make, they're very configurable. We're up to like 200 variations or something at this point.
That's kind of what I was getting at. I see your taps, things like that. It's pretty unique. I don't know if anyone else even does that.
Yeah, we are, I think, as far as I know, the largest switch manufacturer, and I don't think there's any other third party really making switches. But going back to the systems approach, everything we do, we want to incorporate our product into a larger system, and that's what Axon and Axon SL and all the fast mounts do. So specifically for switching, the end user experience, kind of the user interface on the rifle is super important. So that's why you'll see a flat switch and an angled switch. That's why we've got the switches laid out so you can activate devices in the way that makes the most sense for the end user.
I can tell you from a personal standpoint, I think that having those little differences, having the angled and the flat makes a difference. When you're sitting there and you're in a stack, and whether you're on, if you're on a barricade and you're there for quite a long time, and simply from having your hand like this versus like that.
Yep.
You don't feel that stress right there in your wrist. And I know that sounds not that interesting, but as you're staying there for an hour, it starts to play a part where you start to fatigue in your certain muscle groups. And I think those solutions have helped out quite a bit. So you guys take a lot of input from the outside user.
We do. Yeah, we take a lot of input. We iterate a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of designs that'll never make it. And if an officer has 100 things to worry about sitting in the stack right there, I want equipment to be 0 of those. Right. So that's how we design things.
Awesome. Well, really appreciate you coming out today.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. I really appreciate it. See you later.
Have a good one.
You too.